YouTube, what is up? Roberto de Leon here, owner and founder of the famous Pinewood Landscape. So I get this question a lot. A lot of people that are starting out, a lot of these younger kids, they want to know how I started and how do I get the big jobs that I do. So a little background on me is I used to work for my dad's company. He's been in business for like 30 years. I grew up doing the lawn mowing on the weekends, all summer break. I was out there mowing lawns. I graduated high school, went to work for my dad for about 2 years. And after that, after working with him, well, I ran his lawn mowing crew, right? And then it just got to a point where I wanted to get into landscaping, surrounded myself with other business owners that are in the landscaping industry. And I was just very motivated to start my own business. So I did. I saved up as much as I could, which is around $5,000. I bought my first dump trailer with that. And I started. I started a Yelp page, a Google, an Instagram page, and I started running ads. I would take pictures of some of the jobs I would do with my dad for his landscape company. So I would run the maintenance crews, but then on the weekends we were doing landscaping. So I used a lot of those pictures on my Yelp and pretty much on all of my social medias. And slowly it started getting traction and more traction, got into concrete, got more traction with concrete. And eventually over the span of, I'm about 5 years in. So over the span of 5 years, I am where I am now. I've just recently got one of the biggest jobs we've done to date, which is around $350,000. We just closed a deal with it. And I'm going to just tell you guys right now, it has not been easy. Anybody that's going to tell you that it's easy to start and run a landscape company probably doesn't know a lot about the business. But me growing up in the industry and, doing all kinds of jobs and dealing with a lot of customers, with a lot of employees, it's not easy until you really start to see the fruits of your labors. Sometimes you're going to feel like you don't want to do this anymore, or you're going to have just a lot of problems. And I'm going to tell you this right now, when it rains, it pours. One problem pops up, then another 5 pop up, or you can have, a really picky homeowner or someone that's just really a little difficult to deal with. And then you'll start having employee problems or a truck breaks down. Let me tell you right now, if you're currently going through something like that, it's normal. It's a part of the business. It's going to be something you have to get used to. It's just a part of the business. But what really helped me get started was running ads. I would spend at least $1,200 to $1,500 a month on advertising. And it's something that you have to get started when you're first starting out. You don't have a customer list. Nobody knows you. You don't have any exposure. You're going to have to pay for exposure, and that's it. Right now, I told you guys I'm 5 years in. I still pay for ads here and there. Not a lot. A lot of my work comes through recommendations, or it comes just organically through Instagram, posting some videos. The work comes through. But you have to operate like a legit business. My company is set up as a corporation. I have my DBA, which is my doing business as license. So those are two things you're going to need. You need a business bank account. Don't pay guys cash. Get your workers' comp set up. Get your general liability set up. And get a payroll company. Those are 3 separate things. General liability insurance, workers' compensation insurance, and a payroll company. And what a payroll company does is they keep track of your hours. They're in charge of the tax deductions for your employees, for yourself. That way you don't get this huge bill at the end of the year from the government saying that you owe this much or that much. You have to run legit. And you need your contractor's license. You cannot do work without having a contractor's license. But right now, what's really keeping us busy is connections. And if I were to start over, this is exactly how I would go about it. I would get pictures of jobs, post them on social media, try and get followers, get reviews on my pages, reach out to family members, your cousin, your girlfriend's cousins. Reach out and work your power base, work the people that are already around you. Tell them, hey, I do landscaping. If you refer me with somebody and I get a job, I'll give you $100. Something like that, right? You have to become just really tenacious and not take no for an answer, and just have obsession. If you're not obsessed, you're going to get tired. You're not going to want to wither through the problems. Obsession is number one. You have to become obsessed with starting your landscape company. And that's what I would do. So really just build connections. That's what it is all about, even when you're a couple of years in. So if you do not want to spend that much money on ads, which should be a goal, right? You don't want to spend a ton of money on ads. I know some people spending like $4,000 to $5,000 a month in ads, and they still don't get that much work. What is going to come in clutch and what is going to help you out the most is building connections with general contractors, designers, engineers, with homeowners, building a client list, with, realtors. You have to build a machine that is going to feed you work, is going to keep your pipeline full of leads. Because if you don't have any work lined up, you don't have nothing to do, you're in bad shape. You want to always stay busy. You want to always have something that you have to do. Like you have to, send this estimate out. You have to meet with this customer. You want to keep that pipeline full. And the best way that's helping me right now is connections. And those are connections that I've built over a long period of time. Really servicing those connections, not throwing anybody under the bus, which is very important. There's certain ways and unspoken rules in the landscaping industry that you have to abide by if you want to really service your connections and really build a name for yourself. You don't want to go around making people look bad, because nobody likes to look bad, and nobody wants to look bad in front of their customers. So definitely build your connections, service those connections with great customer service. That is what's gonna keep you busy, and you are not gonna have to worry about running any ads. A couple of contractors that you have that you really work with, and they can feed you lots and lots of work. And for example, last year was my 4th year in business. I did around $2 million in revenue. I had about 8 or 9 employees, a couple of trucks, a couple of machines, a couple of trailers. What really stood out to me the most last year, and the biggest learning lesson, was seeing how much work came in through Instagram. Posting videos and having them go viral. It has really put me on the map with connections and, designers and people reaching out, homeowners that follow us. You have to establish a presence on social media or on Google, Yelp, Facebook, all these platforms. Point is, you need to get your name out there. If nobody knows you, nobody's going to hire you. No one's going to reach out. No one is going to know you even exist. So, Grant Cardone says this all the time. It's not the best product that wins. It's the most known product. Because you can have, I'm sure there's other landscapers out there that are better than me. But if nobody knows them and everybody knows me, who are they going to hire? If they have no exposure, they're not listed anywhere, they don't have any social media presence, they're going to hire the person that is known, that's, putting themselves out there. Hey, I do landscaping. Scream it from the mountaintops. Yell it on social media. I do landscaping. And you will see that the leads will come through. People will see who you are. They'll see your story, and you will start getting the leads. So, really practice on getting your name out there, getting that exposure, reaching out to designers, just reach out to people, make the connection. In 2023, what matters the most is connections. Who knows you? Who is going to feed you work? Who is going to go to bat for you? That is what is so important in business. But it all goes back to what I said, the obsession, putting in the work, not taking no for an answer. And trust me, the universe will always test you, no matter where you are in your life. Whatever level you get to, there's always going to be new problems. There's always going to be something, right? And I have proof that all of this stuff works. I have my coaching group called the Pinewood Masterclass. It's a Facebook group filled with awesome people. There's about 100 members in there. And one of the big things, one of the big topics that we go over a lot is social media and the difference it makes in your business. And, some of these guys that are barely starting out, I have them reaching out to people. Follow what I'm preaching, because I've been in this for a very long time. I've never had a job outside of landscaping ever. This has been all that I know my entire life. And, I have combined over 300,000 followers. I think it's close to like almost 500,000 right now. Followers on all social media platforms. I know the formula. I know what it takes. Sign up for the masterclass. It's only $100 a month. You get more than what you pay for. You get direct access to me. Any questions you have, I answer them in there. I do weekly lives. I bring in other contractors that are also big time social media people to talk about all the topics that I'm going over. So if you find this video helpful, drop a like, drop a comment. And if you're interested in the Pinewood Masterclass, the link is in the description.